The current spoiler warning level is Azure.
Friends and folks, for this episode, you're looking at a spoiler warning level of Azure. I'm willing to bet most of you have never heard of For the Barrel, a Gundam AU side story. And those of you that have know that there's no point in worrying about spoilers for it. It's dumb and bad and doesn't matter. So please enjoy the episode. Hello friends and folks, and welcome back to another episode of Mechanista in G. I was like, do I have a joke from last time? And then there wasn't a last time. Oh well, I'm Six Stepmom.
It's been 2 weeks. Hi, I'm Dylan.
Since you looked at me. Hey, we're here to talk requests, because last episode was the Goon.
Right,
so,
it was the
Goon. Roll on the request list.
Goon, but you have to hit the H. Oh, what do we get?
This is going to be really easy for you.
Yeah, of course. We have a method. We have a method.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Let's see.
Extremely easy for you. This is a double request. Two people have requested.
Two people have
This
requested.
was requested. This was requested by Muffin Lord quite some time ago, and then I believe Guy Sarek also has it on their list of extended requests. So it's fun.
Oh shoot! All right.
We might need your materials for this one. I have a feeling.
Okay. But we do have enough materials for me to guess from. Oh, is this gonna be Gunboy-Wilbur?
This is Gunboy-Wilbur.
I forget. Have we talked about any of the For the Barrel designs?
We have not talked about any machining skins.
Okay, so the problem is I actually don't have much material because a lot of it hasn't really been scanned. Which is unfortunate.
Maybe this will be a short episode.
But I mean, we could talk about all the different weird designs in For the Barrel. For the Barrel is a very strange thing. Where it is kind of a Gundam story, but
This is extremely machine translated.
Yeah, no, the details are going to be... I mean, so For the Barrel is a novel that ran from 2000 to 2002, written by Otsuka Gichi. It is an alternative version of the 1 Year War, with a lot of things changed. And when I say a lot of things changed, I mean a lot. The mechanical designs that we're going to be talking about today are by Junji Okubo, who also did designs for games like Steel Battalion and Infinite Space is where I know him from. I think he did some mechanical design in like one of the Star Wars Visions things, like the animated things. And yeah, he is probably the most industrial designer kind of guys. Like, you know, we know that there's like industrial design in like Katoki's background, but like the robots that Junji Okubo makes, his are very, I don't even want to say realistic, but they're informed by industrial machines in a way that a lot of mobile suits, etc., mecha in general, are not. And yeah, so the main alternate Gundam in this, the Gunboy-Wilbur, at least I'm trying to remember, I believe the Gunboy-Wilbur is the alternate Gundam. Yes.
It is, yes.
Because this is the one piloted by Ling A. Bao, who is actually the altered version of Amuro Ray, which is interesting. Well, so it brings up that Ling, the family name, is based on the Mandarin pronunciation of R-E-I, like Ray, which was a kanji that originally Amuro Ray had in one of his setting materials, but then, you know, later on they changed it so it's RAY, and so it's like katakana. But yeah.
And then the Bao is based on how the Japanese name for, or the Chinese name for Ama.
Yeah, so basically, changes that. And then, so Gunboy-Wilbur is a machining skin created by the Earth Federation forces. That is, how to describe it? So it is meant to be a space use machine that excels at mobility. It is painted in all white, sometimes even referred to as albino. It also has a camera light that emits a red light at times. It's interesting because they mention it emits a red light, though, funnily enough, in the one Gundam War card game art, they have it in green, but then again, that's also by someone else. And then I believe one of these other pieces that are in here is fan art. But all this right here, the eye is... the eye is not, like, really, visible. So, yeah. Anyway. And, yeah, it is... So, it's an alternate take on the Gundam. In terms of its role, it is the Gundam of the show. Or of the book, I should say. I don't know what armaments it even really has, because I don't know if they do long-range fighting in the same way. Unfortunately... I
mean, they do. They do because of other machines we see with guns. So.
But this machine, we don't have any, like, gun designs for it, unfortunately. Anywhere. But, yeah, so the Gunboy-Wilbur is, to describe this design, the head and torso are kind of combined in a weird way. I guess we could describe it as, like, there's an upper torso segment that's connected to the head and then a lower torso segment. So the upper torso segment, you have the head is sort of in the middle top. It actually does have a neck joint, and it can rotate, like, it can pivot downward and then rotate from there. But generally it's, like, tucked into this main body, like, fuselage here. So the main body fuselage runs back pretty far. It ends in two large thrusters, two really big ones. This is where the generators and all that are housed inside of, is in this back section as well. Then you have this lower sort of cockpit block. Or, I guess this isn't the cockpit, because looking at it here, the cockpit is actually... looks like it would be... I'm trying to actually see where it's at. I don't know. I wonder where that is. Because we can see the design of it down there. But I'm trying to find the equivalent over here of where that is.
I'm just not sure.
Not quite sure. Because that's a generator, that's the movable frame... Oh, that's the core block. Okay, so it's located under the head, like directly under, right about there, and it's this circular structure here. And given that it's called a core block, theoretically it can maybe eject, but it's not a core fighter, funnily enough. It does look like it also... So, interestingly, the seating arrangement in here is so weird. So, you've got two, like... I'm trying to tell what this even is. Like, it looks padded on the inside. And then there's, like, a seat there. Do multiple pilots pilot this? No. I don't know. I truly do not know.
Yeah, it's hard to make sense of.
Like, there's a lot of... There's, like, different seating arrangements. We know that there's, like, a fancy grip here in the middle. There's, like, different computer readouts around the edges. But anyway, moving on then. The arms are connected into the sides of this upper torso. For the lower torso, you just have some very basic, like, metal frame connecting onto a large piece of white armor that is just kind of very vertical and is, like, the rest of the torso there going all the way down into the waist. So the arms are connected onto the sides of the upper torso. they've got these really they've got like this little base block, and then they've got some butterfly joints going on here, so like they can, the arm can swing forward and back on those. The arm, the actual connection here, it's really hard to describe this because it doesn't follow normal human anatomy, because we have a joint, the butterflying joint here, and then the strut that goes outward into what would then be like the quote-unquote shoulder. So it's got an extra joint already, like, strut between the shoulder and the arm. So it's got an extra little piece of limb there. Then you've got this shoulder piece that has just kind of a very basic shape to it. It's a flat on the front, rounded along the bottom, and rounded around the upper area. It's a little more flat on the top. Then the arm is kind of sandwiched in there. You've got a large circular design on the outside of it that I think indicates where the rotation is going on. And then then you have a bicep that is very thin and angled backwards, with an extra joint then that's connected into there that is sort of an elbow. However, the arm then, for the lower arm, this elbow joint kind of plugs into the lower arm, which I believe has a bit of movement on that. And then the lower...
It looks like it has a bit of a rail.
Yeah, and then the lower arm itself, mostly in all white, it's got a little bump of armor on the outer edge, but otherwise is mostly flat around the sides and whatnot. And then the hands end in 4 fingers total. You've got, like, basically, like, little pinchy claws at the end that are 2 and 2, like, vertically next to each other. So, yeah, that would be the torso design. For the waist, you've got a crotch piece that is, like, it's interesting because the shape of it, it's almost like 2 of the same shape that are, like, welded together in the middle. Just the way it's, like, stacked there with the 2 of them. Followed by some, not even really skirt armor, just waist armor going around the top. And it does protect a little bit of the front around the where the legs connect into the waist here. Underneath, you have gray inner frame parts, a few, like, just little, like, struts that are connected into the waist, like the frontal crotch piece. Then the legs are just plugged into the sides of the gray waist parts there. Looks like the legs have a rotation along the front, as well as being able to kick in there. You can see the circular, movement there, and then the legs are also able to, wiggle along that axis from the front. The upper leg is rounded around the top, mostly flat armor around the sides, and as it goes down, where you would expect the knee to be, it kind of, like, has a bit of a bend downward. Like, the leg just has a bit more of an angle down as you go down it, like about halfway down the upper leg. Then behind, on the back of it, that's where the leg is actually connected into. So you've got, like, some gray inner mechanical detail struts going on that are sticking out of the back of the leg. And then, rather than having, like, a lower leg, it's kind of a lower leg combined with a foot, where it just pops down. It has, like, a bit of an angled part, so eventually it, the front of it goes out about as far as the upper leg does. And then below that, you've got, it extends even further outward and ends in, like, these double pointy toes. And yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. It's a hard thing to describe because it's not at all a typical mobile suit. It is a machine.
No, it's... yeah, it's this big, lanky, white, like... industrial, but not in the, like, grimy way. Industrial as in just, like, very practically built, right?
Yeah. Like, it uses, like, a lot of language of, like, if you were to see robots in a factory or something, right? Like, the arm design and whatnot. Like, and this is, like, a thing Okubo does with a lot of his designs. It's just very... It's a machine that almost, like, it's funny because a giant robot is never practical no matter how you slice it, but it evokes a level of practicality by being so similar to industrial machines. Like, it has that kind of, like, aesthetic to it, where you're like, oh, huh. I really like his designs. This is a weird guy. I wish we had pictures of it using weapons or anything.
Yeah, the bummer is that for all of this stuff, there's very little material that we have access to, at least. And I will say, I looked up Junji Okubo, and not a lot of material out there that he's just like, he's not posting a lot on socials. He's not.
Well, he is on Blue Sky. I know that. Mainly because we're mutuals on Blue Sky. I don't know why he followed me. I mean, he follows a lot of accounts. He he doesn't like follow back everyone that follows him, but it's one of those things where he like, what was his it's Ismojuki is his at ismojuki.com. And okay, you know what? I say he follows a lot of people back. He only follows 133 people out of his 2.4K. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he saw something that I posted and liked it. I don't know. It may have been when I made a big thread about how much I liked his art in Infinite Space, because I did do that a few months ago. Anyway, but yeah, no, there's not a lot of material for the Barrel is the very specific thing. Because, like, I have I have scans of his art books, and For the Barrel do not appear in it, unfortunately.
And, like, the thing that is overshadowed, not, like, I don't think it's, like, because of this there's not For the Barrel material, but, like, when he's posting these days, the thing that he did is he did the mechanical designs for one of the popular shorts in Star Wars Visions, and so it's a bunch of stuff about Star Wars these days, mostly. Because that's, it's paying the bills.
Yeah, and I mean, he does like Star Wars, seemingly. He seems to be a nerd about it, from what I can see. I wish I knew how to spell Wilbur in katakana, because I was like, what if I looked up Gunboy, like, the For the Barrel, like, in Japanese? I wonder if I could find anything. And I'm realizing that while I can spell Gunboy in katakana, the Wilbur is eluding me.
He's got a Methus here.
Mm-hmm. Everyone loves a Methus, is the thing. Especially
not true. I am with you, but
okay, not everyone likes a Methus. I like a Methus. Yeah, what the fuck? How the hell do you even? I need For the Barrel's so weird. It's just so strange because we both have a lot and yet we have nothing about it, right? Like, as you said, it's all machine translated information. Okay, I found the way. All right, Wiruba. Okay, that, you know what? That makes sense. Oh, it's ooh. Oh, sorry. That's how they're doing the wa sound. Okay, I see. All right, now I'm looking up the katakana. Can I find something that isn't just this person's fan art of doing it in Gundam colors, which is cute, doing, like, painting it that way, but I wanted to see if I could find, like, I can't find any other art of it, unfortunately, or, like, anything.
I found him, it seems like in 2024, early 2024, he was fucking around with Blender, and that's clearly a Wilbur.
Yeah, he did make it oh, that looks cool. That looks cool as hell.
It does.
Again, it's like, it's a cool design. I don't want it to, like, sound like I'm disparaging it. There's not a lot of information. There's these pictures that we posted. It got a Gundam War card that whoever was the artist for it, I don't think did a great rendering of it here. I don't know who the art. It's someone named Rio.
Yeah,
is the illustrator there. But that's it. That's all we really got. It's cool. That's what I can say about it. It's cool. I like the overall design. I like the just like almost having like a starship kind of like a space fighter for the torso and head, but then just having all the other stuff slapped around it is really cool to me. Now,
it's fun to see their equivalent of the gun cannon.
Yes, the Orville,
which
is something that we can see more of.
It's remarkable how much, compared to the Gundam versus the gun cannon, there is so much in common between these designs.
Yes, so going off for this design to describe the head is a similar idea, but it has more, rather than the eyes, like this one clearly has an eye on either side. It has like a little slit around the front, like more like a screen equivalent, I guess. Not as human with the eyes. But it is still the same setup for this upper torso. It looks like it even has the double thrusters on the back. I'm presuming the core block is in there still. The main body looks to be more armored. It looks like it's thicker. That, of course, could just be that it's drawn at a slightly different angle, but just, like, looking at, like, some of the sizes there, it looks like it might be a bit more armored here. You also add a yellow stripe, and also it's not white, it is gray. Very noticeable, because, you know, this one's supposed to be stark white, and so the other Gunboy, the Orvilles here, are more gray. The arms, the way that they are connected is really cool. So they're still on the same idea of, like, there's the little parts coming out of the upper torso that are swept backwards with, like, a joint on either side. But for the shoulder now, when it's plugged in, instead it's just, like, a big stabilizing mechanism for the guns. So, like, it almost looks like it's grabbing itself, you know, like the way it's.
Yeah, it's got a reciprocating, like, arm there, but in the like the arm of, like, you know, basically a gun's mechanism here, because this will, like, clearly, like, cycle when it fires or something.
Yeah, and then I'm presuming that's the clip going around the back of the gun there. And then yeah, it's just two large cannons. They also have, like, the little nozzle for backblast on them, and they're just really long guns. It looks like, going off the barrel, they have the segments, so I presume these barrels also, you know, go back when they fire, like, probably to absorb some recoil. And it's cool. And then for the waist, it looks like they've removed the armor from the waist, funnily, so you have some extra armor on the upper body, but then for the lower body, this looks like what the inner frame of all this would be, right? Because it's just bare metal for the crotch piece that are just, like, these two segments. And then for the skirt, it's, like, two bare metal, like, shiny silver, you know, inner frame parts that are still doing the same idea. It's just less, like, it's like they took whatever, like, outer material of the armor was off the armor, and all that you're left with is, like, the metal underneath. It's kind of neat. The upper leg is very similar, no, it is the same in design. Actually, it does show something I didn't notice. There's actually an extra little, like, joint plugging into the back of the thigh. So, like, besides the joint at the bottom of the leg, there's also a part connecting into the upper thigh. Presume it's just, again, for stability reasons you would do that.
And shock absorption.
The lower leg is similar in design, but where the toe ends, it actually has much more of a heel. Like, it has an extended out heel here that, going off this illustration, looks like it can also, like, it's movable. Because you can see on this foot, it's rotated. Yeah.
It clearly just has more so that it can, you know, ground itself and fire its cannons.
Yep, and it has a slightly extended toe piece that is rounded at the end, rather than just the pointy bits that are on the other one. This one feels like it could actually stand, unlike the Gunboy. Also known as the Cannon Boy, by the way, for the Gunboy-Orville, so, you know, to go with the Gunboy.
Yeah, the Wilbur looks like it kind of just, like, perches.
Yeah. So then we've got some other machines that I don't know if the wiki has them all, but MAHQ has a couple, so
Here's the Gravity.
Yep.
Gym Gravity.
So this is their sort of gym equivalent. Gym in this case does stand for Gladiator Machining. Gladiator Machining Skin is what the GM stands for. And this seems to be their mass production one. It is, so for this one's design, the head is more tucked in. It looks like it doesn't have the, at least nearly as long of thrusters on the back. If it does have thrusters, like on the back of this upper torso segment, we can't really see, unfortunately. But the overall design for this upper body is still pretty similar in idea. You've got this upper torso segment, a very tucked in head. You've got a lower torso segment that's just like a piece of armor that is down there. You've got the arms plugged into the side. The arms are themselves on an arm that sweeps backwards. I will say the Jim's arms here are very similar to the Gunboy-Wilbur's arm. same shape for the shoulder and same shape for the bicep. Where it differs is this part is the circular joint like covering for the bicep there, like where it would rotate on the inside is covered, as opposed to on the Wilbur where it looks to be open. And then the other thing is with this lower arm, there's a bit more armor around the elbow area. So it doesn't look like... It doesn't seem to have, like, the weird extra joint in between the elbow and the forearm. It's just kind of more normal. And then the hands are... It looks like 3 fingers, maybe, instead of 4. I can't quite tell, though, from this angle.
Yeah, it does seem different, though.
They do seem different, though, with their setup, yeah. And then...
The torso is much smaller, and the waist is really stripped down.
Yeah, the waist is completely stripped down. It still has the inner, like, double, like, plates of metal for the crotch, but no skirt at all. Nothing like that. You only get the bare circular joint that the legs are connected into. The legs are very different as well. So the legs, the upper leg... kind of sweeps backwards for the thighs, and then as you go down,
it almost looks more like the shoulder.
Yeah, it's very much shaped like the same way as the shoulder. Yeah, and then the way that the lower leg connects into it, so the joint is like a big disc that is connected into the back of the thigh, and then the lower leg is connected on the outer part of that disc, and the lower leg then, because of how far back the thigh goes, actually the calves kind of move forward before ending in a heel and 2 toes that look to be articulated for the heel and the toes there. I really like this leg design, actually. I really like this like large disc joint going on that the lower leg looks like it would just rotate on, basically. It's really weird because it looks like it would be advanced, and then you imagine it moving, and it's actually, like, not really walking in a normal way, and I just like that. It's weird. But, yeah, that's the gem. And then, for other friends...
the Zaku is basically...
Oh, we're not... Wait.
They're Zaku. Oh,
we should finish the Federation machines.
Oh, okay. You want to do it like that?
Yeah.
Sure. I know we could do the Mr. Ball.
Yeah, we could do the Mr. Ball. So the Mr. Ball.
I like the Mr. Ball a lot.
The Mr. Ball is great. It is just a singular little cockpit block. Very rectangular. Has like a little door on the front of it. I presume that maybe these little circular notches are like the cameras. And then around the back of the ball, we've got a total of like 6 joints. Like it's like 6 little like worker arms is what I'm presuming these originally are. Given that this is still probably following the mobile pod idea. So it's got 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, and then 2 on either side, both at an angle. And the way that the limbs go around, it forms a ball shape. And then there's a single large thruster on the very back. The only weapon for the ball is a very large recoilless gun on the bottom that is... It looks like it was just kind of slapped onto one of the extra limbs of this machine. And then they, added a little, like, thing for shock absorption there. But yeah, so it's just got it's a weird little space fighter with, like, six limbs in total, and one of them is holding a cannon. I say holding in a very loose sense because it's not like it has hands, really. Like, it looks like it's got, like, a little... Maybe, like, going off the side ones here, it's got, like, little grippy hands, but they're not, like... Again, they're very machine-like. This is not Mobile Suit Manipulators going on. I really like this machine. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's great. I really love just the straight-up, like, normal-ass door on the front. It's very funny.
Mm-hmm. It's very weird. Just having this like block with it's just like a little sliding door is just it's so weird for a machine, but for a machine in Gundam, but I like it. All right.
So we have a disagreement between the Gundam Wiki and MAHQ, and I'm afraid on this instance I might be believing the Gundam Wiki over MAHQ. Because MEHQ lists the Blondie as being a Federation suit, and I don't think that's correct.
No, I think the Blondie is the Zaku equivalent.
Right, so we'll hold off on that for a sec. We do have the white base.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
really cool.
We're going to say a lot, but it's just, weird and cool.
Yeah, so you've got the cockpit on the top. You've got this large strut going towards the back from, this, bridge area. Along the bottom of it, I believe it looks like it's almost like solar panels.
I'm sure,
Just this large connecting thing with a big solar panel there.
One imagines it's symmetrical. There's a solar panel
given
on the other side as
given
well.
the circular design here, I'm wondering if it's able to flip down or something, or move about.
Oh, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chase the sun.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also looking at how thick it is, I wonder if it can deploy down and then maybe spread the
sure,
depending on where it needs to get its energy. But yeah, and then you have the fuselage going into the back. You've got the large, I presume this is just the engine unit all going towards the back. Though, interestingly, you've got this ring around the outside that has, the thrusters behind it. And this ring has, the mobile suit bays are almost just two giant arms that are attached to this outer ring that are going forward. They look like the giant guns, but then you realize, oh, these are probably the mobile suit, machining skin bays.
Are they the catapults?
Yeah,
because it's so long and narrow that it feels like that wouldn't be where you were doing your repairs.
Oh yeah, no, it's probably not the hangar. It's probably just the catapult.
The hangar's probably up here,
maybe, or
this big circular area?
If you look on the back, you can see there's actually these larger boxes behind the catapults, maybe. I don't know for sure.
Again, I have trouble believing there's enough space.
True, though these are very thin.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I believe these are the catapults, though, just looking at them. And then you've got... I don't know what these tanks are. They maybe are tanks for water storage or something.
Or fuel.
Or they could be fuel, yeah. It's a really cool spaceship design, though. It's, again, very not Gundam, but that's kind of the point of everything in this. It's redoing some of the Gundam stories, but with a completely different aesthetic. All right.
Unfortunately, two machines we were not going to be able to find art of are the G3 from this.
Yes.
The G3 Ghost, as it's called. And then also something called the Gazabareru, which I don't know anything about.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. There was one... You know what? I wonder if I can find any of these if I do some searching in Japanese. But maybe not, because the story is kind of obscure. Again, it's a novel that ran in a magazine, so...
Never republished.
Nope.
Just sort of...
Never had, I don't think it's ever had a collected version or anything either, so it's if you wanted to read this, prepare to order several magazines. Which is, unfortunate. I like it better when, you can see everything. Yeah, no, when I was trying to look it up and I cannot find anything. And I presume I'm finding a lot of fan art is the unfortunate thing with this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Because this looks, I don't know, this doesn't look official to me and it's bothering me. But maybe it is. Okay.
Show me.
I will show.
You can't just say this.
I will just put it I will put it in the thing. And if it's fan art, I'm sorry. But for the G3 Ghost, which to be fair, this is probably the
It really looks like fan art.
Yeah. But the idea might be the same, which is to say the G3 Ghost is supposed to be the upgrade of the Gunboy-Wilbur, I believe, because G3 Gundam, obviously.
What I believe happens in this one is that I think I read... I've looked at a bunch of different sources because I'm trying to find stuff too and mostly not succeeding. Yeah. But I believe what I read is this is at a certain point the Gundam breaks and he switches over to this. One imagines it's kind of it replaces the magnetic coating.
Yeah. And then we can see that it can emit a beam saber from the hand here in this fan art, and then has some kind of gun on the arm on that arm. Yeah. So, like I said, possibly fan art. Looks like it. It's one of the only things I can find that shows it, unfortunately. What I was going to try to do is see if I could find any of them, but it's so unfortunate how hard it is to find the For the Barrel stuff. It's very unfortunate.
Their Char is pretty wild.
Show the Char design. I'm curious. Oh, he's like a cyborg man, right? I remember this.
He's like a cyborg, like fucking like
dapper cyborg,
like
man.
fucking. Why is like circus conductor kind of person? I'm trying to think of the word for that. I can't right now, but you know what I mean. Ringmaster. There we go.
Yeah. What is this?
I do love that. I'm looking at the Namu wiki for this, which of course is just machine translates everything.
Yeah.
And they translate Sailor Mass as Sailor Mars.
That's
hell yeah, brother.
Okay, that's pretty funny. I was trying to like also see if see where this art comes from, and this is like the hard thing, especially like with fucking Google being the way it is with trying to do reverse image searches. Is I was like, oh, I wonder if I could find like where this art originally popped up online, just because I thought maybe that would help. But unfortunately, Google is evil and is like, we're not going to tell you the dates of anything anymore. We used to. It used to be when you would reverse image search something, it would show like all the dates and everything. Here, nope, not at all. I'm just like, oh, well, why not? And it's because they hate me personally. Clearly,
makes sense. Sailor, what's up with your dress, ma'am? It looks like it just doesn't cover your boob, which, like, I mean, I guess that's up to you. But
I think that is a view of her having her dress pulled down. Like that.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess because anime artists are like this, but like, just let her wear clothes. I do like fucking Frau. She looks cool. She looks like a librarian.
The bright Noah is making me lose my fucking mind.
Well, I mean, move over to the Kai. Or the Kai. Yeah, the Kai is insane as a choice.
God, Sliger. Dirtbag 2000s era Sliger. I hate that.
We do have some more machines, though. We should get back to machines,
sorry.
I guess. We could do the Blondie. Now, we both mutually went off topic.
Yeah. So for the Blondie, this is the Zaku equivalent, which is I like the machine. The Blondie, we have one picture of it. Yeah, I was gonna say we have like one picture of it armed as well, so we can see.
Well, and it does give away something because it is this is a sort of shopped. They've shopped something out, which is it's standing next to their Dom.
Oh, that's the full art. Okay. So for the Blondie, or it's to describe this, it's really strange the way they've done the design here. So the upper body is all one piece basically. It has these, I presume these are maybe propellant tanks of a sort, since the Dom also has two of them there. But you can see like it's got like these extensions on the top of the torso that go out, and I believe they are symmetrical from other art I've seen of this. The only semblance of a head is there's a little tiny dome that is very flat on the top that you can see ejected here. It has a mono eye in the sense that it has like a little slit on the front of it, but yeah, that's inside of, like, basically located inside the head. The torso is very thick in comparison to all the Federation machines, and appropriately for Xeon machines as opposed to Federation ones, these are very rounded machines. Rather than having lots of flat armor for the torso here, it's all very rounded. Now, when we eventually get to the legs, we have some interesting stuff going on between the two arts, because one of the arts actually goes with more rounded legs and the other goes with the more squared armor. But yeah, The body, though, consistently very round around the front. The arms are connected into the sides of the torso, sort of along the, like, on the back. They also pop off at an angle. They have, like, a little tiny minimal amount of shoulder armor there. You've got this, like, very weird joint setup. The forearm basically plugs into the side of the joint there. And then the forearm, it has, like, these little grippers. It's got, like, 3 little fingers, I guess you would say, still, that I presume, they're not, like, again, they're not, like, Mobile Suit actual fingers, but they're for gripping onto the side of the gun. Like, there's, like, a weird circular, like, plug. I presume it's maybe, like, magnetic or something, and then those just help, anchor it in place. Because of the way the gun looks, the way it attaches. It's really strange. Mm-hmm. I like it, though. Then for the waist, round, circular, like, crotch piece there that's kind of popped up a little. You have a little bit of a semblance of skirt armor, similar to the Gunboy-Wilbur, just going around the top. And then you get the inner, like, leg strut there. The thigh is kicked forward and then ends in a little rounded part that the joint is connected into. You've got then the lower leg is connected into that. There is the difference here is on the one art, it's the more square armor, and it has this extra strut going from the back of the leg into the waist, whereas this art omits that and instead just gives it a leg that just has a double joint, like disc joint going on. Still is overall, like, connected in a similar way. It's just more rounded armor and then lacks the strut going from the thigh into the waist.
Mm-hmm. Looks more of a piece with the upper half of the body.
Yeah, and then for the leg, though, just kind of ends the lower leg and feet are kind of just all one structure, though the foot has some movable... Oh, I see. There's also a thing here where this is omitting some more of the armor, because you can see, like, this foot, you can see the inner mechanism, but on this foot, there's all the armor there. But yeah, so very, like, hoof-like feet going on with this design. And yeah, no real backpack to speak of. It just has a single thruster on the back of the torso, but yeah, that's the Blondie. It is the Zaku 2 sort of equivalent. It's really cool. I like it. Wish we had more art of it from other angles. But I just think it's not meant to be for finding for the barrel stuff, unfortunately. There's a lot of fan stuff because people clearly like these designs and are like, hey, these are really interesting, but they don't, there's just not a lot of official art, and there's just not a lot of the book scanned in general, because sometimes I'm, like, seeing art that is new when I'm looking this up, but it's in, like, a new type magazine listing on fucking Yahoo Auctions. Which means that essentially it's unavailable,
Mm-hmm. We do, as mentioned, we have the DD here, aka the Dietrich D.O.M, and we have a little more art of this one.
Yes. So the Dietrich D.O.M, very similar idea to the Zaku. You've got a very rounded upper torso. It looks to be, it's a bit more top heavy than the Zaku, which kind of feels like it's puffing out its chest is maybe the best way I could describe the posture of the Blondie.
Oh, I forgot to mention one of my favorite things about the Blondie, which is the hands.
Yeah, the little...
Which are just wheels.
Yeah, weird little fingers.
Did you mention that? I was just zoning out looking for dogs.
Yeah, no, I had mentioned that it's got, like, weird little grippy fingers for gripping the circular disc that is the...
Yeah, it's like the wheel spins to move things around that are attached to it, and then imagine the fingers are like brakes. They just lock the wheel in place.
And I figure that maybe it's, like, magnetically clamped on or something, maybe for the gun. Something. And then the fingers are like an extra layer of, hey, grip around it to anchor it. It's weird, but it's cool. For the Dom, though, it's got 4 propellant tanks, what I presume are propellant tanks along the top. The arm design is exactly the same, though the lower torso, way more armor. The crotch piece is like a huge plate of armor that actually goes so far down that it has an extra thruster on the bottom of it, funnily enough, swept backwards. So just a huge, like, bit of armor around the front. Then for the legs, they're connected, they're connected the same way, but the outer, like, thigh piece, you've got this extra thruster, and then you have another one of those on the lower part connected onto the sides of the calves. Otherwise, the legs are, like, seemingly identical to the Blondie. It's just they have all these extra attachments. It's such a weird-looking machine, and I really like it. I also really like the gun design that we see on both the arts here. Just this, like, really cool long bazooka that's got, like, lots of, like, little tubes connected into it. I like it. So, yeah. There's that one.
Very, very fun detail here from the story. Again, just, piecing things together. The Shar Aznable we saw, who of course is fighting for, I don't think they call them Zeon, actually, but whatever. The other group.
Yeah.
There's also a Casval. Different character.
That's a different character. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He's he joins the crew of the, Pegasus of their white base.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. That's so weird. I'm like thinking about it.
Yeah,
So
this page is noting that people were like, hey, it's, hotly sought after, but like the people who read it at the time said it was really fucking bad.
Yeah, no. The things I know about it is I think I remember it being like that the novel's kind of like almost pointlessly edgy, basically, in terms of the events that happen.
Sure.
Which is a shame, because I think the design work for it, both the characters, honestly, and... Because I kind of like the character designs just being so out there. They feel like Nagano designs.
Yeah.
Like, actually, that... You know what? They're very Nagano-esque. Like, especially when I see, like... Like, these ones. Like, this looks like Nagano art. Let me see these here.
Yeah, it really does.
So
they've translated Casval as Casper. Then.
Oh yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, that's Shigeru Koyama is listed as the character designer. Do note that none of the artists did any of the story for it. The artists did not do the story. Shigeru Koyama. You know what he is known for now?
I don't.
He is known for doing stuff like Hero Man, and it looks like he it says he began his career working on Die Buster, which I feel like he did stuff before that, but I guess writing for a new type magazine thing, like doing the designs, is maybe not like the quote unquote start of the career. But anyway, so he's like a big Gainax guy. I think it seems like he also did the designs for Promare. Which is interesting, because I would say he changed his style. Like, I can see it when I look at the art and coloring, in some ways. I feel like he changed his style, though, quite a bit, because his early style is definitely him being very inspired by Nagano, at least with this particular work. In a way that, his later art kind of becomes more of its own thing. It's interesting, though.
Yeah, I'm looking... it's very funny. The Gundam Wiki doesn't even mention, like, on the For the Barrel page, it's like, oh, here's the character designer, here's the mechanical designer. Doesn't even mention the writer.
Oh yeah, the writer is Otsuka Gichi, who I don't even know what he did. Oh,
I mean, so he did Welcome to the NHK, which personally I hate. He did some stuff on one of the Eureka 7 movies that people dislike.
Yeah.
And then he did a novelization of one of the JoJo's parts that people think sucks. To be clear, the novelization, not the JoJo's part. People like the JoJo's part.
Which novel? Out of curiosity, which novelization did he do?
let me...
Just because I'm curious.
He did part 2.
Okay.
Or no, actually, no, sorry. It is part 2 of the novelization. It is a novelization of part 5, which would be Golden Age.
Oh, okay, weird. No offense to him. Rip to him, though. He died in 2019. Did not work on very much before dying, though, I will say.
All of this stuff is secondhand. We have no actual idea of the quality of this work.
Yeah, no.
Lord knows I'm not going to trust the Gundam fandom to call out good writing.
Yeah, this is true. But...
So, who
yeah.
knows? I
will say for Welcome to the NHK, in his case, he only did the title logo design.
Okay, you know what? Thank you for saying that, because I was about to say, actually, I did watch Welcome to the NHK, some of it, and I hated it, but the title was fine.
Yeah, he did the title logo. And then he did the screenplay for a live-action show called MPD Psycho, which is a plot summary. A detective suffering from multiple personalities takes on a string of cases involving gruesome murders that leads to a connection between him and the mysterious Gakuso organization. Came out in 2000, it looks like. And then and then OVA called Freedom.
We're trying not, we don't, but episode summaries and stuff, it seems like maybe he's still on his stupidly edgy kick. There's a serial killer who cuts babies out of pregnant moms. All right, man, you need something better to do with your time. It's really
funny that, that's so weird given the breadth of people working on this between the writer, mechanical designer, and the character designer. But I mean, that's probably... Well, I mean, that's the thing, though, right? When it comes to these serialized stories, especially. It's not like these three guys necessarily even, really interacted with each other a ton. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But I just think about how, some of the novelizations for Tomino stuff, you will have Tomino's standalone, volumes have one artist, whereas when it was, serialized in a magazine, it was a different artist. And then, maybe, when it got, a reprint, they got another artist. So I'm, I don't even know how connected, the people are working on these things,
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting.
I posted a machine on our board. Dylan, of course, will know what this is.
Yeah, that's the
Dylan
LMS.
Has,
I
seen
like
some
this
stuff before. Okay, fine. Thank you, Dylan.
What?
I was winding up for something.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to challenge the people at home to try and guess what the hell this was.
Oh.
But
well,
yes, this
you
is
can
the
bleep
LMS.
me. You can always bleep me. You listen to the whole episode anyway.
But doing it in the video version is kind of a pain.
Oh?
Well, actually, no, sure. Okay, I can do that. All right, I bleeped you. Yeah, this is the LMS.
I mean, the thing is,
it's not like
there's a lot of mobile armors to guess in First Gundam.
What? Yes, there are.
That would be important.
First Gundam.
Sorry, that would be important. Because this is the last machine we're talking about. Well, I guess they don't know that.
It's true. And also, we do have a few more machines to talk about. But
okay, I don't know the rest of the ones.
they're not mobile armors, but
Oh, okay, there might be more ships that I don't know. Fair enough.
Yeah, there are a few ships.
I look, the problem is sometimes I forget that the viewer doesn't know all the same information as we do. Because I was just like,
then what would be the point of the show?
I know, but look, what if I'm just preaching to the choir? It's fine. Anyway, so the Elmeth. The thing is, if you were doing an adaptation of Mobile Suit Gundam and you were already cutting out all the machines, if you were only keeping one mobile armor, I feel like the Elmeth would be the one. And then in second place would be the Big Zam. Everything else I feel like would be easily cut. When you're doing your retelling of Gundam, but edgy and different. I
agree with you, but I don't know what a random writer is going to choose to care about.
I guess that's fair. It's just you know what?
I mean,
with sometimes
I could totally see a random writer being the Brow Bro is so important.
And I mean, the Brow Bro is kind of important. We mean it
actually, along the lines of a random writer saying that, someone did. They made G-Quux.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, to be fair, even before G-Quux was around, I am #1 Chalia Bull fan. Not actually, but I like Chalia Bull. Anyway, yeah, so the Elmeth here. This is a mobile armor. That is, well, it's this universe's version of the Elmeth. To describe it, you have a very elongated, I presume this is the cockpit portion along the top. I like this like weird little bit of like it's mostly in pink for this machine, but it has like this like silver little like guard going around the bottom of the fuselage there. And you get this like,
I feel like given the way these are designed, the cockpit's probably back here.
Yeah, probably. And then it's got these like red diamonds on the very tip, and then one on the top, which is kind of fun. It gives it like this weird, like almost having like a weird eye look. And yeah, that ends in some thrusters, and it also has like this little ring at the end of it, which is kind of interesting. Oh, the ring at the end of this has a large gun attached to it there, it looks like. Okay. And then below that, you get this like long strut going down this like pillar almost. Ends with like a circular design below it. And then it has like an arm on either side coming out. And each of these arms ends in like this like long thruster, I presume these are. This is interesting. Like they give, so the back of these and even part of the front of them, you get these like weird silver renderings going on. Is what they look silver, at least here, which is kind of interesting. I would have assumed these were just gaps, but I'm curious because you know what, I'm going to look something up because I'm curious if this is a bad separation job and there was like a magazine page with like stuff behind it, you know, and then they photoshopped it. Or if it's meant to be like that. I'm just looking real quick at some pages. Just because, like, just the way that it's, like, kind of gray behind it, I could see that there might be something behind the text there. Oh, no, okay. Actually found a higher quality version of the image, too, so this is useful. Because this image is not super high quality. Here we are. It's, you know...
It looks like for the barrel starts in medias res with Hayato dying.
That's so...
disrespectful.
That's so funny. Yeah, it is silver. You can actually see it a lot better here. So, yeah, it's got these, like, silver plates on the front of the little side wings as well as on the back.
Same as the nose piece is the way it's drawn.
Yeah, and then it also has, like, these little ones on the very, like, tips of the, like, little wing struts. It's a very strange looking machine. I really like how it looks, though. I also think Elmeth is a really funny, I mean, I've seen Elmeth for the Elmeth. So, I'm not, like, surprised, but yeah. Oh, we can actually see another angle of this friend, too. Let me grab that real quick. Because, luckily, people have uploaded some of these pages in places I can actually find them. It also allows us to see the bits, because this does indeed have bits, which is important. So, well, here's the underside of the machine. So you can see the wings on either side. You can see the cannon. I love the way that this cannon, like, sort of rotates, like a stinger almost or something, you know? But yeah, so on the bottom of that little, like, thing that has the arms attached to it, you can see some beam guns that weren't as visible from the top that are hanging below the wings. The other thing you can see is the little ring of bits. I like the way that these are mounted, actually. So it just has a ring of little bits going around the bottom of the main pillar there. I think this machine is really cool. I like it a lot. But yeah. That's the Elmeth.
Found a decent source of some of the art from New Type, so I'm looking at that now to see if there's anything
else to grab. Yeah,
yeah. There's like some CGs and stuff, but
yeah, it's very unfortunate because I do think, like I said, I think that this series, for all that it is seemingly very edgy. Oh, fuck! Cusco Owl's in this. Oh, you know what? Okay, I think I realized something about this. Do you know why it has the G3 and the gun cannon, but then for the other side it only has the Zaku and the Dom? It's because this is adapting the novel. Specifically, the novel version of Gundam. Because in Tomino's novel, Zeon only has the Dom, the Zaku, the Elmeth. And also Cusco Owl is here from the novels.
True.
I just kind of figured with all that, it's like, okay, I see. Anyway, alright. But that's about all I got, really, because I'm, looking around and I'm really not finding much new. It's a shame, because I see these character designs and I'm like, man, if this was good, it would be great.
Many such
cases. What were you gonna say?
I'm finding a lot new. It's just that it's
stuff we've already gone over,
or just not that helpful. It's this is interesting, but here's art of their Sayla naked. Okay, I'm good. Oh, this is useful. Okay, okay. The next machines we were going to talk about, the last machines we're going to talk about, here's some good art of the Musai and the Muse.
Okay, Muse is...
Which the Muse is just a Musai variant.
Oh, okay. Oh.
There's just a transport version
of a Musai, but without the eye. I don't know. Sure. Okay, so... Ooh, okay. So the Musai is the bridge is on the very top. I believe this is meant to be the bridge. Looks like maybe it can even collapse down to protect the bridge. Maybe it can either raise or lower, depending on what is necessary. And then you've just got a huge fuselage kicked forward. It's got an arrangement of these cylindrical parts around the outside of it. Very rounded armor going on with it, mostly all in one color. Then as you go towards the back, you get some darker colored armor. Get some mechanical detail going on with the back there. That's just on the side. Looks like maybe that's a docking hatch or something, perhaps. Mm-hmm. And then going around the bottom, you've got this sort of more ovular shaped gray part that then below it has two little struts connected that are I presume these are just engines, because they have a bunch of thrusters going on with them, which is
probably maybe there's a more maneuvering ones specifically or something.
Yeah, and then just two large thin little wedges sticking out of them, just kind of there. It's a very fun looking ship. And then for the Muse, it's a white version of the Musai that, rather than having the longer solid pieces, looks to also be doing the silver thing. It's got a long silver piece sticking out of those little rear wings. But yeah, I like it. Who's fun. Jonathan Clements?
He did translation and research assistant, it sounds like. Oh, here's a fun one. Okay, I found something worth... Oh, what is that? Okay, wait, first...
Oh, okay. I was confused because I was like, wait, this is still in Japanese? Okay, I think... Okay, this is probably someone that they... Yes, okay. All right. Anyway.
So here's a breakdown of the DD. The Dietrich D.O.M.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of fun.
Okay, all the little I like the little stabilizers. Beam smart gun. Ooh.
Here is one that I guess this is the Quicksilver is the name of this machine. You're gonna see it's a lineup of machines, and then there's one in the middle that you're like, wait, what's that?
Do me a favor, real quick. Send me some of these. Send me some of these images just on Discord, because I kind of want them.
what I will send you, probably the best way to do this, is basically the resource I found for this. There's a person who translated all of For the Barrel, and they have at the start of every post, here are the images for this volume. So I'll just send you.
Yeah, please do. Because I would like to have these.
Here, I'll just...
Oh, that's a mobile worker. I like it.
The Quicksilver.
And if we look at the Blondie, we find out that there's actually a variation going on. The square legs is the original Blondie, and then the rounded leg one, the one that's a little more armored up looking and matches, is the Assault Blondie.
Oh, and it looks like the regular Blondie has like this. Looks like that's like a sword of some sort.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if that's a melee weapon. Yeah, like a
chainsaw
heat,
or something.
Weapon.
Yeah,
of some sort. Neat. Okay. And then the Quicksilver. I really like this machine. So this is a worker machine apparently. Going off the fact that it says it's a machining worker rather than a machining skin. The upper body doesn't really have a distinct head, so just the upper body is... It looks like maybe... Oh, I wonder if this is like the Xeon of this story's like worker that became the first mobile suit or machining skins, you know? Like that's... Because if you look at the top, it does have a head. I was wrong. It has the same mono-eye head idea that the Blondies have in the DD. So
sure.
It's
sure.
like, so there's a head on the very top of this. You've got, as you go around the front, you get some rounded armor. It hangs down a little. And then you've got like this extra little camera on the front that looks very like, it's off center and very like, it looks like a big camera lens almost. It's I like it. The arms are connected onto the bottom of this, so the arms actually connect below where the legs are connected into, which is funny. But if this is meant to be a mobile worker or something, theoretically, if it's like only picking up cargo, it makes sense to have the arms that low. So you get two very simple, like very no armor, mechanical upper arms there sticking out with a little joint at the end, and then they end in two of the forearms very similar to the ones on the Blondie and the DD, where it ends with the three little clampy fingers and it's got the little like circular palm piece. For the legs, they are located a bit like when you're looking at the middle of this machine, just kind of below the head and whatnot, just directly below, there's this big inner frame part. You have the two legs connecting into the side of it. The legs are pretty much similar in design to a lot of the others, though they only have the joint on one side, which is really fun because you know what this reminds me of? Kyokai Senki's designs, which are also trying to look like industrial machines, you know? But
sure.
Way before Kyokai Senki did it. You have it here, so the leg is just a single axle that is like plugged into the side of the leg there, rather than, and it could just spin on that axle rather than, you know, having like a double joint or anything like that. Then the lower leg, as it goes down, very similar in design to the regular Blondies, with like the extended out knee part, and then it thins out. As you hit the bottom, you get these like weird, I don't even know how to describe them. They're like rounded toe parts. I wonder if they're like rounded like that so that they don't damage or scrape the ground, maybe, is the idea. Because they've got like this rounded look to them. And then you have a heel on the back of the legs here. I like this little guy. This little guy's great. I love this little mobile worker. Sorry, machining worker. But,
so...
any other things?
There's... I'll post you one more thing right now. I think I'm still going through stuff because I'm learning about World's End Barrel.
What the fuck is World's End Barrel?
It's just a collection of side stuff that they released after For the Barrel. It's as best as I can gather, around chapter 14 or so of For the Barrel, which ends up being I think 18 chapters. It seems like Junji Okubo. It says that he got sick, and so this chapter's delayed, right?
Uh-huh.
And then thereafter, there's basically no art from him, which is like, oh, maybe he's still sick. But then we go into World's End Barrel, and it continues to just so far be character art. And I wonder if he's sick, and then also he's like, also I'm sick of this project. I don't like this.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense, because it does just...
contributing.
I was always a little weirded out that he does just kind of, like, it does just kind of stop. Like, having new art from him. Even though the story kept going.
Yeah,
so...
it seems like maybe he walked away.
360.
And it seems also hard to blame him with what we know. Here are a bunch of helmets for normal suits.
Let me see. Hell yeah. Oh, I do like these. Look at that Slugger one. That one's great, actually, with the eye painted on it.
It's ridiculous.
I do like these. These are fun. The way the glass is shaped is neat. I'm curious. So I'm looking at the thing that you linked, and I noticed that one of the ones that they have here is for the barrel facepalm moment. Let's see. Is this... Oh, okay. This is actually okay. No, this is the translator saying that themselves. Okay, I didn't know if it was it was like, oh no, did something, like, is this when something really bad happened in For the Barrel? No. Not quite.
And then this is during World's End Barrel. This is World's End Barrel 7 that this comes from, which is just like random shit. But they seem to be having segments focused on each, character. And I just want to post this art they have of their Kai, which I just think is incredible.
He's a really good design, is the thing.
It's really cool.
Who's this strange child?
He's such an asshole.
Who's this strange child?
You can guess. Come on, tell me. You know who this child is.
Oh, is this... No,
This is Kika.
Oh, that's Kika. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
That is one where, I'm going to say, I prefer the original.
Yeah.
The goat.
I really like some of the
so
art
good.
that is actually, like, for the story, by the way, that I'm seeing here.
Yeah, I'm not. There's a lot of stuff I'm not.
Yeah,
posting
no,
just 'cause it's
I
not,
know,
like,
and also
relevant. But like, there's some cool character art in here.
we'll be here all day if we just start going through. Not just the character art though. Like here, like I like the I think it's gonna paste over that. Whoops, 1 sec. Yeah, accidentally painted over that.
It is,
but
it's really funny that chapter like 15 of this story is like, anyway, here's the new protagonist, and you're like, guys, you have like 2 chapters left.
what does the fake Amuro die?
I don't think he dies. I can't, I'm not reading closely enough, but they do like they say like in their title, like, Casval is the new protagonist. They say that.
Could be doing the Gundam novel thing then, actually.
I don't know enough about the Gundam novel, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm liking some of the art I'm seeing here. I'm gonna have to save a lot of this. But
yeah, the other thing is, of course, like Dylan hinted at this, but a lot of these chapters are starting with content warnings that make you make faces. That you're like, that sounds gross, and like it probably shouldn't. People are allowed to write about anything, but I don't know that I want to read about that.
Yeah. Oh, he put a compilation of all of the images in one folder too.
Oh, nice.
Cool. One huge Imager album. Unfortunately, Imager makes looking at fucking Imager albums like this a pain in the ass, because it's just they could format it better, but whatever. It's fine. It's just me complaining about a website that probably hasn't changed in decades.
So, forgive the fact that these artists are who they are and are just decided to draw her. Well, you know what? I'm going to use different art. Their like splash art of their Mirai is her just gratuitously with no pants on. She has a shirt on, but no pants, no underwear. But then they also just have this art, which is like, hey, that's their Mirai. It's an interesting design. She looks very professional.
Okay, I do like that design.
I like the artist notes about how to draw her hair.
That's pretty good. Actor's explanation.
Yep.
It's funny.
Anyway, we should wrap
yeah.
here. We're just talking about like, hey, this character art's cool, which it is.
We have a side view of the the gym here. That's fun.
Sorry, I do have to post their cast fall because not what I would have expected.
Oh, let's see.
Not what I would have expected.
Waiting for it to load on my end. Come on, you. Yeah, no, not what I would have expected, huh?
Yeah. Huh. Not a UC Gundam character.
No, but then again,
kind of.
One could argue none of this is very UC looking.
Sure, but I don't. This like specifically looks like a 00 spin-off manga to me. Like this is one of the innovates.
Yeah. You know what? When you say it that way, I could see that. That's so funny.
Well, anyway.
I do think it's really funny that a note from me. The prologue is taken from the events of the penultimate chapter of the last Mobile Suit Gundam novel, but everyone is less likable. It is funny to me that even the translator, who is like translating this and seemingly, doing it just to do it, is still.
I mean, there's a post where he's saying like, so I finished For the Barrel, and he's introducing that he's going to do World's End Barrel next, where he's like, so I don't want to say that was a waste of time, but
it's so funny.
That'll be our ending. I'll save it for our ending quote. Dylan, where can people find you on the internet? I took the initiative.
You can find me at Low Poly Robot on Blue Sky and basically just Blue Sky. That's it, really. I post games and whatnot there. That's it. Six. Where can
you
people
can find me on Blue Sky.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I was just gonna pick it up, but I appreciate the handoff. 6.scanlinemedia.com on Blue Sky. My work is at scanlinemedia.com or patreon.com/scanlinemedia. Check us out there, support us. And of course, you can talk to us on the Scanline Media Patreon link down in the show notes, unless you're on YouTube, because I can't post links on YouTube, because that's how that works. Here I'm reading post from January 2nd, 2023. For the Barrel is done. Here comes more For the Barrel. I don't know if I want this to be a long rambly post or not. It'll probably turn out to be somewhere in between. Anyway, I've wrapped up one of my big pandemic ideas roughly 2 years after its inception, which was to obtain, scan, and translate For the Barrel. Like anyone else reading these updates, I had no idea as to what the content of the actual story was going to be going in, aside from the general introductory stuff that's on the internet. Was it worth it? I don't want to say it was a waste on my part. To me, the value was and is in having done it and having it done and out there, but man, does the whole thing come off as a squandered opportunity. I really did have moments where I was genuinely engrossed in the story, but a lot of the time I found myself asking, are the creative staff even taking this seriously? Especially as I got to the end closer and closer, and the story pattern got more and more obvious. The amount of repeated content really killed my motivation, and it got to a point where I wouldn't spend more than a day or two translating a chapter. This is undoubtedly an unfair characterization, but it felt to me like, if the staff wasn't trying, why should I? So what better way to mark the completion of For the Barrel than with more barrel content?
God.
Shoutouts to this. What's your name, sir? What's your name, friend? Trying to find it on here, because you don't seem to post it about. Here we go. This is, user the Idion. I don't know more than that. But thank you for your efforts.
Yeah.
You seem to have done a lot of work.
Unlike every other website, I'm actually glad that I'm finding the art here. Because let me tell you, I have wanted for years to find some of this stuff, and it's very funny to me that even with like Google searches, it doesn't pull up this blog. But I got you here. One last thing. One last thing, just to have it on the end of the video. I'm pasting it in, just because this art is cool. I like the eye glow here. That's all for the Gunboy-Wilbur. I just needed to point out that eye glow.
That is cool.
That's Matilda.
Sure. Who's that in the background wielding two frisbees?
The name is in all kanji, so I can't actually read it.
Fair.
Something, no something. I can read the no.
That's yeah. That's also why I asked you. Is like, I can read the other one, but
All right. Peace.
Peace out, everybody.